Alright, excuse me because I was sick. I'm still a little bit sick and recovering. Um, Cough and congestion stuff. Not a whole lot of fun, but that's just kind of what it is and what happens sometimes. Um, yeah, to kind of go over what happened with one of the last sprints this week is I've been sick for most of it. Michaela's been super awesome though, helping out with a lot of the art side of stuff. Um, Now that Romeo and Michael are no longer part of our group, there's been more work that we'd have to take up on ourselves, but as well, it's adjusted also the amount of work that we're going to do for the game. One of those things being, I'm working on the event cards. Romeo was the one that made the general type of the event card, and then if you can see this part through paint. So I tried copying it into here and adding some text. You can't really see it though because it's super small. It's not super easy to adjust text once you've placed it, so I've been looking at different options. Michaela's mentioned Blender or Adobe, so there's some things that I'm going to look at and try to use. Um, Also, just going over the sprint and product log, those are two different things that we're doing. Let me pull those up. Mm-hmm. So this right here was our first sprint, making sure that we got everything where we needed it to be. And then I'm trying to find where the second sprint is at. That doesn't show you what you want, does it? Mm-hmm. Not sure where it went, but I did submit it to the teacher. Apologies on that. But essentially, it was showing what the second sprint was going to be and just the remaining things. I can pull up the product backlog to show that though. So the last things that we need to do for the second sprint are going to be the rules format, rules resizing, second playtest, as well as making sure the cards are how we want them to look, making sure the symbol for danger and good fortune is done as needed. Those have already been completed, so we're good to go on that part. So it's really just wrapping up the finer details for the second section of our game to make sure that it's where we want it to be. And then as we do the playtesting, making sure that it's balanced as possible. Um, Also, this last week was working on the portfolio. Had a lot of fun time doing that. That's something I'll make an adjustment before posting to the amount of stuff that I worked on and the hours that it took. Um, I can pull it up right here too and take a look at that with you. So we'll open it here. I got some feedback, some things that I need to change on my website. Um, but it was some good feedback though, so I'm excited to go ahead and use it. Sorry, Wix is a little bit new to me, so I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. There we go. So it's just some things that I had added to it as like future things maybe that I'll want people to need. I really don't need this though, so I can go ahead and delete it. Um, but I got my first game here, everything's set up, and then other things that I want to do, like my portfolio. So Uncharted Space, and then I also do have some stuff on Facebook Horizon, trying to be a content creator there. So those are some of the things that I'm looking at. that I want to do. Sorry. One of the last things to touch up on though is, yeah, so working on next is just making sure we do the play test, making sure the game is where it needs to be. I would say the main thing right now is just time. It's standing in our way as an obstacle, and just kind of hoping that Michaela will reach back out to me in order to get that all set up, since communication still has been a little bit rough. But we've tried to set up also days to meet up in advance as part of the feedback that we've also received. Still seems to be a hit and miss, unfortunately. But then just reiterating, the main threat to achieving our goal is just that teamwork and meeting up, because when we meet up, we're able to realign and get a lot of stuff done. So hopefully we're able to do that before we have to go. And then just making sure I'm hitting this first part of the sprint login video evidence. One of the other things I wanted to show during the sprint log that I did for the event cards was creating the different types of event cards. So all these lines right here have about 16, and some of them are going to be multiples of one card. They're going to be different types of positive or negative effects that happen, and these are then going to be pasted onto the card, as you can see right here. So I'm going to find out a better way to do that and make sure that it's done so we have the card, but then also the player is able to use it. Other than that, it's coming together, and it's fun to see, a game like this be able to connect better and actually kind of take life. But I have a feeling that there's still going to be a lot of balancing that needs to be done. But yeah, I believe this is the last sprint, but I'll still keep making more videos if I can on the game and more progress even after the class, because this is something that I would like to see it hopefully actually go somewhere.